Hey y'all, it's Aurelius, hope you're doing well. Many of you have asked me, how do I make my videos and how do I make that talking head bubble effect on the corner of the screen like the ones and examples that you're looking at right now. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact software that I use to make that effect, as well as give you a brief tutorial on the process of what I do to actually do that and make my video tutorials. All right, let's first start with the software that I use. What you're looking at is a software called Screenflow. Now, the caveat here is that Screenflow is a Mac-only app, and I don't think they have plans at all to make this available on Windows systems. There are other tools out there that you can use to make that same kind of bubble effect, and I actually have another tutorial on a software called Loom. So I'll link that up right here for you to watch if you are interested in that and you don't have a Mac, for instance, and you can't use Screenflow. I've been using Screenflow for many years, which is why I just stick with Screenflow. I'm familiar with it and the tools it has, and I know it does the job. There are other tools out there, and one in particular, and one that's really popular, is called Camtasia. So check out Camtasia. It's got a range of tools just like Screenflow, if not even more powerful. Now, in terms of how I actually record my screen and myself at the same time, I've got a camera sitting on my monopod or tripod right there, and then at the same time I run Screenflow on my computer, and then once I've finished recording, I just simply sync the two pieces of videos in Screenflow. Now, you don't have to go as far as me where I'm using an extra camera like a DSLR or mirrorless camera. You can get away by simply using like a webcam, and this one in particular is a Logitech 922, which still produces good quality video, but in my opinion, for what I do, I want to make sure that my talking head videos, like what you're looking at right now, I want them to be high quality. An alternate way is to simply use your smartphone, since smartphones these days do produce good high quality video. The microphone is another piece of equipment that is optional but highly recommended, since audio is perhaps even more important than video. I've been using this mic in particular for almost 10 years and I'm pretty happy with it. And this one is a Rode Procaster, and that syncs up to a Scarlett Solo, which connects then to your MacBook or your computer. If you want to watch a more thorough video on my studio and every single piece of equipment that I use, I do have another tutorial which I'll link up in the card right here for you to watch. But anyway, I'm going to show you a quick demo of how I use Screenflow and record my videos with the talking head. All right, after you've installed Screenflow, you can start Screenflow by looking at the top bar, and you can start recording. I'm currently recording, so I don't want to stop this so I can show you how it works. But when you're not recording, you'll see start recording, and then you'll get a timer for like about 5 seconds. That'll start, and then it'll record your entire screen. I'm going to do a quick screen recording just to get a bit of that clip, and we can edit that, and then I can sync up my video from my camera to the screen recording. So here we go. Hi, I am on the Screenflow website, where you can learn more about what Screenflow does and the tools that are available for you to use. So if you want to purchase Screenflow, simply click the buy starting at $149 button to get started. All right, so that's the clip that I'll use. And then now let's sync it up in Screenflow. All right, so here we are in Screenflow. The first thing you will see is the actual screen recording. Below that is the main timeline, which we will clip and edit, cut out, and only use what we need. All right, so I won't go through every single tool that Screenflow offers, but I do want to show you how to make that little bubble effect talking head. So let's get to that. What I usually do is just zoom in so I can see clearly what I need. And now I'm gonna just throw in my earphones right here so I can actually hear what I'm saying. All right, so let's listen to what this part is. I only need the last part, since that's the part that I created that little demo screen recording. So let's see what this part is about. Hi, I am on the Screenflow website. That's the one we wanted. So we will start from here. And now on my keyboard, I will just press O. That'll select everything before this point or this marker. And I think they call it a scrubber. So I'm not sure of the proper terminology. But as you can see, the blue highlight now, or purple, you can delete all this. I don't need everything before that. So now to delete it, I'll just press Command and now delete. And as you can see, now it has trimmed it. The end also needs to be trimmed and cut. So I'll put the marker somewhere here at the end and somewhere there. It doesn't really matter. And now I will just do or press I on my keyboard, and that'll select everything after that point or that marker that I've set right here. And on my keyboard again, I'll press Command and delete. That'll delete everything from that point. Another thing I will need to do is to make sure I set the dimensions of the screen by clicking here and making sure the canvas is 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080 pixels right there. And now I'll just press the OK button. Next, I'll select the screen recording track, and then I'll just move it so that I only have the screen right there. I don't want anything else outside of what I'm trying to present. The next step is to get that video clip from your camera, whether that's from your smartphone or your camera. I've got mine right here. And now what I'll do is move these two tracks down so then I can make room for that video clip. Now open the folder where that video clip is and then drag it into the section right there. I like to just do that rather than going File and Opening. And from here, we want to find the right clip or the right section. Okay, so this may take a little fiddling around, but you'll find it. And the first thing I'm going to do is zoom in so then I can actually see where that piece is. Now this may be a little hard because I can't actually see the audio track. So what I'm going to do is at the top here, I'm going to now click on Smooth Volume Levels. That'll smooth the volume levels to make it at a consistent level. Now it's calculating volume smoothing. And as you can see, the volume track now appears a lot more visible. So now I can actually check to see where that clip is. So it was somewhere at the end right here. So I am on the Screenflow website. That's the point where I want. So somewhere around there, I'll just now select that. So I only need that part. Now what I'm going to do now is just split it. So I'll just right click here, split clip, or press T. And I don't need this track now, so I'll just delete it, pressing delete button. And I'll just move this little clip all the way to the start. Now there may be a little shortcut here to move it at the start, but this is how I do it. So now I'll just zoom in. And as you can see, the track is slightly off sync. The way you can sync it, there's no actual way at the moment, or that I'm aware of, that you can just simply right click and then it says, you know, sync with another track. In Premiere Pro or Adobe Premiere Pro, there is actually an option for that. But for Screenflow, you're going to have to just do it manually. So really what I do is just to sync it up and just play it by ear. And that's what we're going to do here. You can zoom in all the way. You can zoom in. You can see down the bottom to see how much you can actually zoom in. Now there, that looks pretty in sync to me. So now what we'll do is just play it. So I'll press the space button to play. I am on, that looks pretty good because I can't see, or sorry, hear any lag or anything. So if I move it, let's say right here. I am on the that's lagging and it's out of sync. So I'll just undo that. So that's the clip we want. And I'll just start it from here and pressing O. So I'll delete everything from that point, pressing Command delete again. Now here are the steps on how you can get that bubble effect. With the talking head track, which is the one right now that I've selected, you want to go to this video icon right here. Then what you're going to want to do is go to cropping. And we want to crop so that only our head or our body is in it. And what we can start doing is going right there. With Screenflow, 400 is the maximum, but you can manually enter the units or the number in pixels. So right here, I'm going to just guesstimate to be about 600. That looks pretty good. Right side as well, we want to do the same. Let's see if 650 is better. Looks pretty good too. And I also want to crop the bottom since I just want my head. So we'll take that step and just cropping right there. That looks pretty good. What you want to try to do is aim for a square. So as much of a square as possible, like that. Doesn't need to be completely accurate, because what we're going to do next is use the corner round option to just slide it, and then we can see by eye, whether that does look like a circle or not, So it looks pretty good. I can now move it where I want. So whether you want it on the left side or the right side of your screen, you can adjust it right there. And then using the corner, we can just drag it so that it's the size that we want. So something like that. It's not exactly round, but you get the idea. It's just a matter of tweaking it to the point where it does look round. Maybe you might need to adjust the left and right numbers of the cropping section, but I'm just going to leave it there for now. And now when I play it back, I am on the Screenflow website where you can learn more. One thing I forgot to do is to disable the audio that I am not using, which is from the actual camera. So in this case, it's this MVI 2304. To disable that piece of audio, because we only needed that so that we can sync it to the correct audio file, which is from my Scarlett Solo USB or Procaster. So what I'll do is just disable that using this button right here. And you can see it's disabled now. What I usually do next is to simply export. So I'll go to File, Export, give the video file a name. Then you want to choose either automatic or manual. So automatic will give you these preset options, which I don't like. What I usually do is go to manual, then clicking on customize and setting it to the frame rate. So whether yours is 24 frames per second, I usually record in 29.97, which is about 30 frames per second. So I've selected that. Then choosing the data rate, 12,000 is, I think, the optimal data rate for YouTube. But what I like to do is go a bit more, which is 35,000. Choosing profile as high, then using hardware accelerated, or you can just use multipass or single pass if you aren't able to use hardware accelerated. For the audio file, I just like to stick with the sample rate of 48 and data rate of either 256 or 320. Haven't found much of a difference between 320 and 256. And from here, what I'll do is just press OK. And what I'll do is making sure the resolution is the correct size. So they will show you which one is the most closest to the original. So this one here, 100%, but most cases you will be exporting at 920 by 1080p. Once you're done, click on Export. And once it's exported, it's now ready to post and upload to YouTube or wherever it is you want to upload it to. I'll play it for a quick few seconds so you can see. Hi, I am on the Screenflow website where you can learn more about what Screenflow does. And there we go. That's a brief tutorial on how I actually record and edit my videos using Screenflow. There's actually more to it than what I've already presented, but I don't want to overwhelm you. I just wanted to show you the very basics and how you can achieve that little bubble effect on the corner of the screen. If you got value from this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any other questions in terms of Screenflow and how I actually record my videos, be sure to leave them down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.